Hello everyone and welcome to another UFC review. This is for UFC Fight Night, Nelson vs Ponzinibbio, and at the SSE Hydro in Glasgow, Scotland. The first time they've been here since, well, in 2 years actually, because the first time they went there was for UFC Fight Night Bisping vs Ladies. Was it Ladies? It was, okay, good. Yeah, since July 2015. So, and much like that event, this was also a really, really good one. So we're just going to get right into it right now. I don't know why I went. So we start off with Danny Henry versus Daniel Tamer, the younger brother of David Tamer from Season 22 of The Ultimate Fighter. And this got Fight of the Night. There were a couple of fights later on that I felt personally were more impressive, but of all of them, I would definitely give this one Fight of the Night. Personally, it was very exciting all the way through. There was a tiny dip in the third and final round, but it was otherwise a really, really fun fight to watch. I enjoyed it. It was chock full of really, really good moments, and Henry did manage to get the win by unanimous decision, surprisingly. I thought he won by split, because I definitely give the majority of the first round to Tamer. Round 2 was fairly more even, but I feel like Henry managed to steal it. Round 3 was a lot more of Henry's side, but it was still an even round, all in all, so... Yeah, I think, I would give a split decision win to Henry. Not a unanimous decision one. I still think he won, but I think it was more split than unanimous. That's just me. But really, really good way to start off the whole card, really. Yeah, of the ones I can see, because I never get to watch the Fight Pass ones. That always sucks. Anyway, yeah, really, really good way to just start things off. Really, really good fight. Nothing else needs to be said. Let's move on. Also, I'm going to put this on record because I forgot to mention it during the first fight. A lot of fighters here I've never really heard of before. I've heard of very few of them and seen very few of them. Some were making their debuts, some were not. Well, UFC debuts. And the thing is, when it comes to hosting an event in the UK and Ireland by extension of that, there are very few fighters that people actually know from around that area. Well, my area, because I'm from England, which is part of the UK. Woo. And, there's really, there's a lot more popularity in America and Brazil, obviously. There's slightly more in Ireland and in Australia than there is for the UK, but it's nice to always see, fighters from the UK get a chance to join the UFC, so... That's always a good thing. And now that ramble's over, we're going to move on to the next fight. Glory Bafanda, who was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo, but fights out of London, England, against Charlie Ward. Once again, another couple of fighters I hadn't heard of, same with Danny Henry and Daniel Tamer before this. And Bafanda won really weirdly. He got the win kind of by knockout. He was definitely showing a more flashy style, and Ward eventually managed to get the clinching game against the cage. When he went to turn, Bafando managed to turn the right way, and I don't really know how to say it. I'm not the best when it comes to clinch, the technical stuff, But yeah, he managed to turn the right way and throw Ward away, and Ward landed on the ground and hit the side of his head so hard that he kind of knocked himself out from that. And then Bafando followed that with some punches and won by TKO. I've seen people get slammed and knocked out. I've never seen people get thrown and knocked out, by landing on their head. So, this was a first. It was a very unique finish. I got no problems with it. It was just a little bit funny and a little bit strange, but you know what? I got no issue. I mean, Bafanda did a good job. Ward did an okay job, even though he didn't really get to show off a lot. And, yeah, well done to Bafanda. Really, really weird finish, but it was enjoyable, so really can't fault that. Next up was a fight between Alexandre Pantoja, I don't know if I can say that right, from Season 24 of The Ultimate Fighter against Neil Seary, who was a good friend of Conor McGregor's, and Pantoja won in the third round by rear naked choke, halfway through round 3. It was a really, really good... Oh, I forgot to mention the Bafando fight. He finished, just over 2 minutes into round 1. Anyway. Seary versus Pantoja. Pantoja won halfway through round 3, but it was a fairly back and forth fight. It was a very exciting one, and Pantoja was definitely looking for that rear naked choke pretty much the entire fight. And he did manage to eventually get it and got the win. So well done to him. That's his 7th submission victory, I think, or 7th by rear naked choke. I don't really know. Do I? Yeah, I'm gonna give it a quick look. Just a quick one. Oh, 7th win by decision. Ah, only 6 of his wins have been by rear naked choke. His first one was an armbar. Okay. And now we know. Anyway, yeah, really good fight. Good showing from both men. Siri did retire after this. I mean, he was 37 going into it, and this is like his almost his 30th fight. This is his 29th fight. So yeah, he's had a long and storied career, even though I'd never heard of him before this, but I wish him the best in his future endeavours nonetheless. And well done to Pantoja, who did a really good job. So, onwards. And now it's the last fight of the prelim card with Danny Roberts, who's one of ours. Hey, well, he's from England, against Bobby Nash. And it was a fairly back and forth fight. Bobby Nash, being the American, obviously used a lot more wrestling. And I say that, like, that sounded slightly racist, but I will explain. Pardon me. In America, they teach wrestling a lot more than they do for the UK, for Britain specifically, in England's there, yeah. And, yeah. So, Bobby Nash, mostly for that reason, did use his wrestling a lot more, but Roberts was better on the stand-up. And eventually he managed to just get a really good punch and knocked Nash the fuck out in round 2. It was really good. It was about 1 minute left to round 2. I always check the times on these as well, even though like I'm not always right, but yeah. Sorry, my Xbox was making noise even though it's turned off. That was very weird. Anyway, really good showing from Roberts. I'm going to be keeping my eye on him. He's a very promising prospect, especially from Britain. I like his chances, and Bobby Nash didn't do a bad job. You know, he's a really good wrestler and had some good striking. He's got some areas to polish off, but wasn't terrible. Xbox keeps making noise. But yeah, this was a good fight, and we're going to move on to the main card now. And now on to the main card with the first fight probably being my least favourite. Sorry about that, there's noises going on. Anyway, first fight of the main card to kick things off. James Mulheron, who is another one of ours, against Justin Willis. A heavyweight fight. This was probably my least favourite one on the card, as I think I mentioned earlier, I don't remember. Things have happened since then. So, I don't know, it was just kind of slow and plodding. And I don't really remember enough of it, but I remember, like, the parts I do remember weren't great. So, I mean, Justin Willis won. I mean, I think he should have. He definitely had the advantages, but Mulheron, it didn't really impress me much. Neither did Justin, to be honest. Like, this was just kind of a boring fight. I don't really want to say much more on this, to be honest. I mean, it was good enough for what it did, but it wasn't, like, fantastic, you know? It was alright, so. Well, it wasn't alright, kind of shit. But well done to Justin Willis for winning. Hopefully James Mulheron? Sorry, I keep thinking McCarron because I keep thinking of Jimmy Havoc for some fucking reason. Yeah. I had to take a breath there. Good win for Willis. We're going to move on now. Next up is a fight that was actually pretty heated. As it comes with the Glasgow crowd, or with UK crowds, or with any crowd from any part of the world really, they'll most often cheer their hometown boy, their home person, and boo the opposition. In this case, they definitely booed Khalil Roundtree and definitely cheered Paul Craig, who's from Scotland. He's like a true Scottish Viking. And Khalil Roundtree is American, but he was wearing shorts, like the shorts with colours of Brazil, like it was yellow, but his name was in green on the side. It was weird. It was a bit weird. But yeah, Khalil Rountree won with 4 seconds left. That's full. 4 seconds left in the first round. It was fairly back and forth. Yeah. I don't remember exactly how the finish ended, but Khalil Rountree was definitely landing the biggest shots, and he moved in a lot more than Craig did. And eventually he just landed that perfect punch and knocked down... I think he knocked out Craig, and then followed out with some good punning hammer punches, so... Really good win for Rountree. Yeah, not really much else I can think of to say. It was a really, really good showing from him. And he didn't get performance of the night. I thought he did. I had to check for myself to make sure. But yeah, it was a good showing from him. And he got the hell booed out of him, despite the fact that he's actually a very nice person. So, yeah. Then again, Scotland crowds, what can you do? Moving on now. Next up, we have a rare sighting, as we have a Welsh fighter named Jack Marshman. I've never seen a Welsh fighter before in the UFC. Hang on, is Tom Watson Welsh? I don't really remember. I don't think he is. No, he's not. Okay. I don't know why I thought he was. But yeah. We have a Welsh fighter, Jack Marshman, and he took on Ryan James, who's Canadian. This was actually my second pick for the night after Danny Henry versus Daniel Tamer. It was very, very exciting. Marshman won by unanimous decision. Was it unanimous? I don't remember. Yes, it was. Okay, good. Just making sure. It was a really, really good fight. It was really back and forth. Like if they did give out more multiple fight of the night awards, this probably would have also won. But I got no problem. Excuse me. But as I said, I've got no problem with Tamer and Henry taking that. But yeah, this was a really exciting fight. Marshman really impressed me, as did James. They both looked really, really good in there, and I hope to see them both again really, really soon. So yeah, on to the next one. Next up was Stevie Ray versus Paul Felder. Stevie Ray is probably Scotland's hero when it comes to MMA. Paul Felder is a very likable person and really, really good fighter. Even though most of the time not most of the time, seeing him as lost. He's still good. I like him, and he won this one. It all started with the clinch game with Stevie Ray, and Felder managed to land a really, really good knee. Then knocked him down. Well, he knocked him down with the knee, and followed up with some good counter strikes. Took the top position, the open guard, the guard. That's it. I'm trying to remember things. I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a mess. I don't know why. And, yeah, he eventually managed to land some really, really good elbows on Ray and just opened him up and eventually knocked him out with those. Despite Ray's protests, I do think it was a fair call, and Paul Felder did get performance of the night, so really, really good. Pardon me. So yeah, it was really nice to see Paul Felder get this kind of win, especially in the face of the Scotland native crowd, who were cheering Stevie Ray really loudly. But you know what? Sometimes your hometown hero doesn't always win, so you can't really do anything about it. Really good win for Paul Felder. Stevie Ray's not going to suffer from this. He's still a really, really good fighter. Yeah, on to the co-main event now. Speaking back to Scottish heroes, we have another one in Joanne Calderwood, the first ever Scottish person to fight in the UFC, and the first Scottish woman, and to my knowledge, the only Scottish woman. And she took on Cynthia Calvillo, who is very likeable and kind of adorable. In fact, this entire fight was just nice and lovely. It was fun. It was fairly back and forth in action. Calvillo won by unanimous decision, and I have no problem with that call. But they were both having the time of their lives. They were smiling a lot. You don't really see, it's very weird when you have the sense of fun when it comes to the UFC. Usually I have this sense of brutality. I want to see someone get punched, I want to see someone get taken down, I want to see someone get tapped out, knocked out, whatever. But it's extremely rare they actually see two people smiling widely. There was no animosity between them. They were treating each other really, really well. Even in their corners, they were like really excited. Cynthia especially, like, she loves doing this, you can tell. And that's just really an endearing trait to have. She loves what she does. Joanne does as well. And it was a really exciting fight. And not quite up for a contender fight of the night, but it was good enough. Yeah, and I did enjoy watching it. So yeah, Calvillo, when she had more submission attempts, she had more takedowns. She was slightly better in terms of striking. Calderwood did have some good moments, obviously, but yeah, I got no problem with Calvillo having the win. And it was just a really fun, really nice fight to watch. Even if you can call a fight nice, that sounds kind of weird. But you know what? It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It was a good kind of main event. So we're going to move on to the main event, which is the best kind of main event, as we all know. And so the main event with Gunnar Nelson against Santiago Ponzinibbio. I don't think anyone was really expecting this. So this is also a contender for fight of the night, in my opinion. Gunnar Nelson landed some really, really good shots, and that did rock Ponzinibbio really bad. Then Ponzinibbio managed to counter that, like later on. This is all in round 1, by the way. This was like just over a minute 20 into round 1. Oh, and Paul Felder won also in round 1 with like almost 4 minutes in. So yeah. See, I always check the times, even though I don't always bring them up at first. But back to this fight. Ponzinibbio managed to counter, like, he countered Gunnar kind of rushing in a bit and caught him with a good punch, and then followed up with another few, and knocked Nelson out. And then landed some ground strikes, because the referee hadn't stopped him yet. So, yeah, it was a really, really good showing from Ponzinibbio, and he's the second guy to have won performance of the night, with the first being Felder. And it closed out the main event in really good fashion. Like, it was worthy for the night because they were both rocked really well. Even though it finished in the first round, it was still really exciting. And I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And there's really no complaints I have about it. On the whole, I enjoyed this event. It was probably just as good, if not better in some places, than the first time they went to Glasgow. I had a lot of fun, personally. I mean, I could have done without the Justin Willis and James Mulheron, sorry. But, you know what? You can't have a completely perfect event. Like, you have to have one fight that's just kind of there. You know, it's just, yeah. But yeah, this was a really, really good event. I mean, a lot of debutantes made their debut, because that's what debutantes do, don't you know? It's in the name. Yeah, a lot of them made the debut, and some impressed me, some didn't, but you know what, that's the best thing about British MMA, like, you never know what you're going to get. That's the best thing about MMA in general, like, you never know what you're going to get when it comes to people. Like, you could watch any event and see someone who you've never seen before, and they could completely wow you, or completely, like, just be tits. Be terrible. I wanted to say shit and terrible at the same time, and tits was the result. Oh, I need help. Okay. Oh, anyway. Yeah, a really good event. I enjoyed it. Good main event. Really, really fight of the night worthy fight. That one fight of the night. Right. And I'll see you all next time for the next UFC review, if I don't get backtracking finished before then, which I might. So, yeah, it all depends on what happens. I'll see you all then. Take care. The next UFC review, I was going to say, the next UFC event is on Fox. It's going to be Chris Weidman versus Kelvin Gastelum. That'll be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, take care, bye bye, farewell, peace, you're awesome.